But I want to keep the Tucker Carlson train rolling right now. So let's do it. Fox News host Tucker Carlson likens teacher's prosthetic breast to Japanese genre of exploding milk porn. I didn't know that was a thing, but he does apparently. In one of Fox News' weirder moments, show host Tucker Carlson brought up a genre of Japanese internet porn to describe a teacher's prosthetic breasts in a segment on Monday. Exploding milk porn, he called it. Possibly a literal translation of Bakuna New. I'm sorry, I can't. I really can't. Which colloquial means huge breasts. Carlson claimed that the prosthetic breasts visible in viral footage of a woman working in a classroom are based on a style of Japanese internet pornography, which translates roughly into English as exploding milk porn. Carlson returned to the comparison in a follow-up segment on Wednesday, this time with a graphic that illustrates what exactly this genre is. And to think that this is just a full this is a real image. This right here, what you're seeing on your screen right now, real fucking image. And he knew about it, which is so weird. It's really weird to think about. Look, I'm not going to put Tucker Carlson on a pedestal, right? But I thought he would be better than that. I didn't even know that this shit was real, but he did, which is it's kind of funny. I think I'm a little bit better than Tucker Carlson for that too. Let's put like points up on like why I'm better than Tucker Carlson. I didn't know what this was beforehand. He did. So, point for me. And negative point for him. In both segments, he expressed outrage that a Canadian transgender teacher would wear prosthetic breasts that allegedly modeled after pornographic content and described it as abuse of children. No, Carlson misidentified the individual shown in the footage in an attempt to dead name the teacher. The Halton School Board released the following statement. The Halton District School Board would like to formally correct misinformation that is being spread online and in the media about a staff member. Oakville Trafalgar High School has received significant attention online over the past several days as part of this coverage. A teacher has been incorrectly identified as Stephen Hanna. While we cannot confirm the identity of the individual in photos, videos, radio segments, we can confirm that the individual is not Stephen Hanna. Stephen Hanna is a staff member of Halton District School Board who is an entirely separate individual and completely unrelated to the matter. HDSB requests that all news outlets, online publications who have incorrectly reported on this correct this immediately and remove Mr. Hanna's name from the content, i.e. print, online, video, etc., related to this matter. Carlson also engaged in transphobic rhetoric during segments and compared the teacher in question to the guy in the van trying to give sixth grader candy. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. So if you don't know what's going on, basically there is a trans teacher at a Canadian school who has large breasts prosthetics. Who cares if they got big tits, right? If you don't know, in his segment, let's just show it. I'll just show you the segment. Let's watch it. Let's watch the segment.
High School in Ontario, right across from Niagara Falls. That teacher has recently started wearing enormous prosthetic breasts in the classroom in front of children. It's part of a sexual fetish. In case you doubt that it is
part of a sexual fetish. As if boobs are sexual in nature. They're not. We think they are, but they're not. Because women just have it with no choice in the matter.
The costume is intended to emulate a genre of Japanese pornography that translates roughly as exploding milk porn. So for a number of days, a couple of media organizations, including a Canadian media outlet that visited the school, reported that the identity of that teacher is Stephen Hanna.
They didn't, actually, as we just saw. Stephen Hanna is someone completely different. And it's just also, it's such a stretch, to say that big boobs, oh, you have big boobs? Are you trying to emulate the bakuyuna? The Japanese milk boy? That's so fucked up. That's a weeb thing to do, That's like saying, "Oh, you got two buns on your head. What are you trying to do? You trying to look like this video game character? You're a loser. That's weird. It's gross. Don't do that."
Oakville Trafalgar High School made no attempt to correct those reports. Why? Well, they wanted to protect this man.
They did. They said, "Hey, that's a whole different person in the school district." They just didn't give you the identity of the real, of the person in the video. Why? Because they don't want them to get a bunch of online hate and a possible death threats and bomb threats. Like that's been happening. Like at the fucking Boston Children's Hospital that had a bomb threat. Like all the people who are employed at Vanderbilt who now are fearing for their lives. That shit happens.
But after our segment, the Halton School District Board in Ontario emailed us to say that contrary to these multiple reports, which we cited, the teacher in question is not, in fact, called Stephen Hanna. Well, what is his name? Well, the school board refused to.
What is his name? Good job, Tucker. Good fucking job. Because it sounded forced, It sounded like it was like, well, what's his name? Right? No, they're not going to tell you the name. Why would they? Why would they tell you her name? That's fucked up. Why would they do that? Like, no. It's not Stephen Hanna. He's fine. This is actually Stefina Hanina. And then, yeah. That's like signing a death waiver to someone. Especially now. Like I said, a children's hospital received a bomb threat. Vanderbilt almost went under lockdown for this shit. Why would they basically sign off on the waiver of one of their teachers?
To tell us. The school said, quote, "We cannot confirm the identity of the individual in the photo, video, radio segments." Well, why not? This is a teacher, this is an adult man who's enlisting children in his sexual fantasies.
Having tits is not a sexual fantasy. Women do it all the fucking time. Like, yes, these are large breasts. But hey, women can have large breasts. It happens.
You might want to know his name, because he's a dangerous creep. So today, once again, we reached out to the Halton District School Board to ask, why are you hiding the identity of a man who is enlisting children in his sex fantasies?
Because you keep saying shit like that. You keep saying like this man is a predator, a molester, having children with his sex fantasy. And then you put his real name out there, he will be strung up on a pole. Right? That's what you want. That's what you believe. When in reality, this is just a woman just trying to do her thing. Right? No, give me his name. Give me his name right now. That's fucked up. Literally cutting a piece of wood, bruh. Cutting a piece of fucking wood.
Refused to comment. In addition to the school board, Oakville Trafalgar High School in Ontario was also protecting this teacher. In fact, the high school has a policy of protecting teachers who expose themselves in the classroom. The school's official policies state that, quote, "Dress codes must prevent students from wearing clothing that exposes or makes visible genitals and nipples." Oh, okay, that's the policy, but it applies to students. So this guy...
Yeah, student handbooks apply to students. Big fucking shocker. Wow. I went to school. We had to wear uniforms, so it was khakis, polos. You know who didn't have to wear uniforms? Teachers. It's almost like school dress code applies to the students. Student dress code. Student handbook, those are rules for students.
Is free to wag his prosthetic breasts in the faces of kids because he gets off on it. This is disgusting. It's the abuse of children. It harms children. Sexualizing children harms them.
It's not harming them. It's not sexualizing them at all. You know what they're doing? Sitting in class, just like doing their thing. Like they do with every other person with tits, right? It's like, okay, yes, this prosthetic is big. It is weird. And, I'm going to be frank, kind of goofy looking. But hey, guess what? there's a show that Republicans and conservatives always fucking love. And what's that show? But let's see. Let's not open link. Let's open image. Whoa, check this shit out. Check this shit out right here. Boom. It's a parody of old teachers with saggy boobs. You know why it's a parody? You know why? Because it happens. It's real. That's real life, baby. People can have big tits. I had a cafeteria worker once who, like, I swear, those were knee knockers. It's a thing, dude. It just is. And to constantly be treating it like it's a sexual fantasy, a sexual fetish. That tits are like this big thing, like just their existence of them is sexual. That's a little messed up, right? Because women can't control what they have. What happens if there is a woman out there with, big tits like that? What do? You just like not let her do things in public because she's got big tits and that she's a sexual object? No. No, 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 no. You don't do that. Because that's fucked up. That's messed up. They can't help that. Like Jesus, dude. It's screwy. It's a little screwy. But yeah, and then it's like, why don't you give me his name right now? Because he would fucking die. It's, like I said, the Boston Children's Hospital. It had a bomb threat. A kid's hospital. A hospital full of children received a bomb threat because it's like, oh, a doctor here performs surgeries. Gender affirmation surgeries on adults. Let's see if we can fuck the kids up. If they're willing to do that, they would just kill the teacher, right? So why would the school district just like let that happen? It's messed up. But like I said, the prosthetic is goofy. I can't knock that. But there are people who genuinely do look like that. And you're acting like it's different, like it's not, like that has never happened. And that is pornography. So you had to do that, and you had to like find a thing. You looked up big tit porn and then got like fucking hentai shit. And that just speaks to volumes to Tucker Carlson's character, is that to be transphobic, he has to side with hentai fucking weirdos. Which honestly, I think makes sense for him. I think it does.